And now to look at what it all means for the big picture, joining us here in the studio, Amy Walter of the Cook Political Report and host of Public Radio's Politics with Amy Walter. So Amy, put it all in perspective. We've heard a little bit from the far west, from the west, from Washington State, from Michigan. What do you think?
Well, you know, Judy, up until this point, well, really, actually, let's go back for a second. Up until March, it was a race for momentum. Which candidate was going to be able to sort of get ahead of steam and use that to move ahead? And obviously, Bernie Sanders was very successful there. In March, it's all about the delegates. And that's what Super Tuesday was about. And tonight, no different. A big pile of delegates. And the challenge for any candidate in a Democratic system is once you're behind, because of the way the delegates are apportioned proportionally, it's very hard to catch up. This is the situation that Bernie Sanders finds himself in. This is why we're talking about the margins that it's not just winning, it's the margins he needs to win by in order to be able to catch up with Joe Biden, who right now has something like a 96 delegate lead.
And it is, as we've been saying all night, it's down to two people, two men.
Right.
It's Sanders, it's Biden.
There's no more splitting of the vote.
Voters don't have the option
That's
to
right.
look at different candidates.
That's right.
They've got to choose.
That's right. And it was a little bit like that on Super Tuesday as well, where the consolidation happened, and it happened so quickly and so consistently for Joe Biden. That's what we're going to be watching for tonight as well, because the one person, actually the two people who aren't on the ballot tonight that were on the ballot at Super Tuesday, Michael Bloomberg, Elizabeth Warren, right. Where do those voters go? The consensus has been that Michael Bloomberg voters are Biden voters, but that may not be true, and that Elizabeth Warren voters are a little more complicated too. She's ideologically more aligned with Bernie Sanders, but there were a lot of voters that I talked to who liked Elizabeth Warren, much less about ideology and much more because she was the only woman left in the race.
She was a woman. And the last one, we mentioned Tulsi Gabbard.
That's right.
Way back. Just quickly, Amy, coronavirus. We've had, for the first time, both Sanders and Biden cancel rallies tonight. Do you see it beginning to have an effect on this campaign? Not just from a scheduling standpoint, but from...
I think what we're going to watch for tonight is to see turnout. Is this impacting voters' desire, or do they get nervous about actually showing up at polling places? May not be tonight, but of course we have a number of other states still on the map before we get to June and these primaries end. So I think that's going to be sort of the next issue for the states to tackle, is making voters feel comfortable, giving them all the information they need to know about what it means to show up at a polling place, potentially with a whole lot of other people.
But it's, I mean, I was trying to think late this afternoon if we've ever seen anything quite like this, intersecting
Absolutely
with an
not. Not a health crisis like this. I mean, we've had tragedies happen where, especially right after 9/11, remember that candidates were taking down ads. People were not sending out fundraising emails, right? There was sort of a pause in politics after big tragedies or after the terrorist attacks. This is very different because what we're talking about, you know, voting in and of itself is a very public experience, unless, of course, you have a mail-in state. But for the most part, you are going to show up, and there are going to be potentially a whole lot of people who are there.
And just quickly, I know one thing we're going to be talking about tonight is turnout. We're starting to hear
That's right.
Turnout has been up. We'll
That's
see
right.
if that continues. We'll get some read on that tonight from these 6 states.
Yeah.
Amy Walter, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
We'll be hanging out all
We
evening.
will.
Thank you.